So up for review is my little Vector quad. It is a VQ250 and a little bit windy, and I must say this is probably one of the best engineered quads that I've ever seen. I'm just giving you the pure and honest truth. Now you might notice it's a tilt quad, so really like the tilts. I've got another tilt, and this one came out and it's a small 250, the other one's a 330. This one was $45 and it comes out of Canada, and I must say it is probably the best engineered quadcopter frame that I've seen. You get quite a bit with it. Now you get the top plate and the bottom plate, you get these two axle housings, you get these little clips in here, you get the push rod, and you get the mounting, the little brass mounting or rod mount there, and you get the servo link. So basically how it works, servo there, one linkage through to each arm, and the servo does the tilting. And you can see there the rod moves up and down, moves backwards and forwards. So the only issue is you've got to lift everything up but have it squashed enough to get the top plate on. So when you put your nose, or I'm running a flip 32 on this, when you put your board in there, you really need to get the right standoffs. It's about 13 millimeters at its highest point, and I've put some 15 mil standoffs. And I've got a power distribution board, the one that's got the drop down voltage to 5 volt and 12 volt, and then I've got the flip on top of that. Now they are 6 millimeter standoffs, these little ones here, with the nuts on the top and bolted straight through the bottom of the frame. So that rod actually clears the underside of the power distro board by about 2 mil, and still allowed me to put everything in there. The servo mount is just a U bracket and it fits on. It's really simple. All the holes here are countersunk. It all fits together. Even these holes here are countersunk, so you can actually bolt if you want to. If I could have put some standoffs up here, I could have put that through there and made that even stronger, but didn't see the need with two 4 millimeter carbon fiber plates there. So you get all that in the kit. You get a Mobius mount to put on here, and you get another camera mount to put on there. You get a little, that camera mount is for your FPV camera, and it sits in the front in here. So I'll just be putting one of those little standalone units. Now the FPV gear is all on this. I stripped out my my little Space One copter and just threw everything in, just fitted. So it does look like a bit of a hodgepodge of spaghetti wiring, loose ESCs, some that are wired down, some that have got 2 on it and 1, some wiring that's sort of held, but it all works. It all works, and we're running the RCX 2700 kV red bottoms, the Rotor 5 by 4.5 tri props, the D4R in PPM mode. So I just want to spend a little bit of time on the engineering with this to tell you how good it is. These arms, as you can see here, I've got them in back to front, but it doesn't matter for me. These arms have got a slot so you can run your wiring through. So on these arms, now these are all not 3D printed, these are actually injection molded. These will take, you can put an 1806 inside and run your wiring up and have it come out the hole, so it's all neat. Or you turn them over like I have if you're running a bigger 2205 like I am here. There's a tiny little pin that goes through there with this linkage arm on there. So, and that is free to move sort of sideways. It's got a fair bit of slop in it, in there for it to move. So it is pretty free to do whatever it wants to do. A little grub screw there, put some Loctite in there. and same on the other end there, no issue there. This is a fairly expensive servo. I'll put the link in the description. Though I got this one from Hobby King from Australia, bought 2 of them because you don't know when you're going to blow something out, and it is a digital servo. I think that was probably around about $22. It's got the little 20 amp ready to fly quads ESCs, which I really like. Got some more of these on order on the boat at the moment. These are really good. Love these, and that's what I fly in my favourite quad, my little ZMR 200. These are the same. Haven't wired this in, I've just left them free so the arms can move around. Now with this quad frame, online is a mechanical instruction manual to put it together, and then there's an electrical instruction manual on how to program it all. And must say I had a little bit of trouble getting the mix right, because you can have it programmed to fly as a normal quadcopter, so that's your elevator or your pitch control is just by the motors revving up, so it'll behave like a normal one, and then you can put it on a switch and have the backwards and forwards. Had a bit of a problem with that. Sent an email over to the guys over in Canada, which obviously that was only sent off a few hours ago. I got onto a fella by the name of Stewie up in, I think it looks like he's in Queensland somewhere. He is so funny, he's so ochre Australian. But he's got one of these and he sort of gave it the review, and this also comes with a kit that you can turn it into a tricopter. I didn't get that kit because I'm not into tricopters, but you can get an additional kit to adapt this over to a tricopter. It was an extra $14, didn't see the need. There's also a site, a YouTube channel called Dutch RC, and I don't know the fella's name there, but he gave me a bit of a hand to set up the mixing on this, and I found out what I was doing wrong there this morning, got it all working, and here we are. So look, I won't say any more about it. They call this the tank. It weighs 480 grams empty. Gonna run this on a 4-cell. Not gonna put the battery on top, stick it underneath. I like all mine underneath. We'll give it a run now and we'll see how it behaves. And just one other thing, a special thanks to Leo and the crew over there at Vector Quads. One thing I must mention with it as well, and it's something I've only ever seen with one other quad. On his website, he's got all the files that you can download to actually make up the parts yourself. So if you're that way inclined, if you've got a desktop CNC router and you had some carbon fibre, you could actually go through there and make all your own bits, and that's everything. These motor mounts, these brackets here, and I should say there too, these motor mounts, there's a little hole in the top and the bottom so they pin locate so they're level, and this thing was so easy to put together. Yep, enough talking, let's take it for a run. So just before we go into it, this is the Vector tilt. I'm going to show you the setup in the radio. So what we've got is basically nothing on the input channel where I was going wrong, and we go down to this channel here and we've got channel 7, which is your first 4 are taken up with your pitch, roll and throttle. So you got aux 1, 2 and 3. I've got the servo on aux 3, which is channel 7, and I've got that assigned to the D switch here. So what I did is, you can see there it's the elevator, and when it's off it's normal pitch. When it's on, you've got the it controls the elevator. So if I go up into that, you can see there the switch, and what I had wrong was the source. I had the switch rather than the elevator. So thanks Mr. Dutch RC for that, and that's what I had. So when you have a look back out the front here and we go across to this page, which is the one I like to see, you've got obviously your throttle on channel 1, your yaw on channel 4, your roll on channel 2 and your pitch on channel 3 there, so you can see it's running there at the moment. When I do that, I've only got the normal pitch, which is the copter. Channel 7, when I kick that in, you can see that it's getting both. Okay, so that's how you set it up. We're going to run it just on a 3-cell battery at the moment, because these are fairly high powered motors, and I haven't done anything other than just a little bit of a hover test out in the front yard to see how it would behave. So we've got a 2200 A-spec battery on there just to give it a bit of a run. You can hear that servo kicking up a bit there. And the reason I like these tilt quads is purely for the fact that you just don't lose that time. Like if you notice any helicopter, when it takes off, it sort of tilts forward and then it gets the momentum, and same with your mini quads. This here just tilts and the same thing just stays flat and it goes. So should be a little bit more aerodynamic. So you can see there, nothing going on there at the moment. But if I flick that switch, we get the tilt forward and back. Now you can adjust in your Gowie on Clean Flight. You can adjust the amount of tilt. Now I've got this set up at 60 and 60. So I don't know how that's going to go. You might want to have 75 and 20 or something, I don't know. So anyway, we'll shut up and we'll go.
87 dB.
So we've got plenty of that. So at the moment we're just in normal mode. So she is a nice copter. We're running Better Flight, Boris B. Thank you, Boris. Got to thank a lot of people. And Paulie from Ready to Fly Quads. Get a lot of stuff off him. So that's behaving like a normal quad. And it does fly really nice too. For a 250. And a 3-cell. So we'll bring him back. Oh, against the wind. And we'll turn the tilt mechanism on. And we'll see how we go. It is a little bit windy. We've got wind coming directly from that direction. So we'll go off into the wind. So we have got the tilty thing. It is a little bit funny to fly with a tilt to start with because, well, you'll see what I mean. It's a little bit funny. So that's quite subdued. So not very aggressive. So that's nice. So you can see the tilt mechanism working there. Bring him back in a bit. Those 2700s are nice. That's a 3 cell. Imagine what this is going to be like on a 4 cell. Super responsive, isn't it?
Take off.
Hey, how rock solid's that? That's just in normal mode there now.
Engine off.